Somewhere beneath the hills of Slovenia, there is a canyon no satellite has ever seen. No sky, no horizon, just a river roaring in the dark, and a narrow bridge hanging over the sound. We came here with 3 cameras, 2 friends, and 1 day underground. This is Škocjan, and this is what the inside of the earth looks like. This is the Kras Plateau of southwest Slovenia, a dry, stony tableland where rivers behave strangely. They appear, wander, and vanish into the ground. Geologists loved this landscape so much they borrowed its name for every place like it on Earth. Karst, the word itself, was born here. Hidden under these fields lies a protected area of 413 hectares, and at its heart, the Škocjan Caves. In 1986, they became Slovenia's first natural monument, inscribed on the UNESCO World Heritage List, before the country itself even existed in its present form. From above, you would never guess. A few sinkholes, a small village, white stone walls. The plateau keeps its secret well. To find it, you have to walk down, a long way down. The gateway is the tiny village of Matavun, near Divača, a cluster of stone houses around the park's reception center. The rule here is simple. You arrive at least 30 minutes before your guided tour, because nobody enters these caves alone. While we wait, the jackets come out. It may be July up here, but where we're going, the temperature holds at about 12 degrees Celsius all year round. The cave has no seasons. There's one more rule posted at the door. Photography inside is restricted. The cave keeps its images for those who come in person. Our guide gathers the group, counts heads, and points down a shaded path. Somewhere below us, a river has been digging for millions of years. Time to meet it. A tunnel, cut through the hillside, swallows the daylight behind us. The air changes first. Cooler, damp, mineral. Then the sound of our footsteps changes, echoing longer than it should. We are entering a labyrinth of roughly 6 kilometers of underground passages, sinking more than 200 meters below the surface. The first minutes are pure darkness. Management, eyes adjusting, hands finding the rail, the path lit only by small lamps at our feet. Nobody talks much. There is a particular silence caves have. Not empty, but full, like a held breath. And somewhere far ahead, so faint you could mistake it for your own blood in your ears, something is murmuring. The first great chambers are called Tiha Jama, the silent cave, and the name is honest. This is the dry, fossil branch of the system, abandoned by the river ages ago, and what the water left behind, the drips have spent millennia decorating. Stalactites hang like frozen rain. Stalagmites rise to meet them, a few millimeters in a human lifetime. Around our path, rimstone pools terrace the floor like tiny paddy fields carved in stone. We pass through Schmidl Hall, named for the pioneer who explored these depths in the 19th century. Our headlamps keep finding new shapes. Curtains, columns, organ pipes. And the guide keeps one rule alive with a glance. Look at everything, touch nothing. These formations grow more slowly than empires rise and fall. Every meter of this gallery took longer to build than the whole of human history. Then the ceiling lifts away, and we are small. The Great Hall, a single chamber where the formations stop being ornaments and become architecture. columns thicker than ancient oaks, a stalagmite they call the Giant, standing like the last pillar of some drowned cathedral. Lena walks to its base and vanishes into scale. Her headlamp becomes a firefly against the stone. It is hard to believe rain built all this. One drop at a time, hard water and patience, nothing else. We move through slowly, keeping our voices low, half from respect and half because the hall does strange things with sound. A whisper walks the walls here. And beneath the whisper, growing steadily now, the murmur we've been chasing has become a low, constant thunder. There is a border inside this mountain, and you hear it before you see it. Behind us, the dry, silent halls. Ahead, Škocjan Caves, the Murmuring Cave, where the Reka river still lives, still works, still carves. The path tips downward, the air fills with fine mist, and the temperature seems to drop with every step. What was a murmur becomes a rumble. What was a rumble becomes a roar. Pulse becomes a roar with a pulse in it. Our lamps stop finding walls. The darkness ahead isn't a wall of rock. It's space. Enormous, moving space. This is the threshold of one of the largest known underground river canyons on our planet. A gorge the river has been deepening since long before anything walked upright. The guide stops us at a bend, smiles, and says the only thing that needs saying, from here on, hold the railing. The cave stops being a museum now. It becomes a force. Then the path turns, and the walls fall away. This is the Cirkvanic Bridge, a slender walkway pinned across a canyon with no sky. Far beneath your feet, the Reka thunders through the dark. Reka, in Slovene, simply means river. So this is the river, roaring its own name into the stone. The canyon it has carved runs for roughly 2 kilometers beneath the earth. In places, its walls rise 150 meters above the water and stand more than 120 meters apart, one of the largest known underground river canyons on Earth. Hold the railing, switch off your light for a moment, and just listen. Past the bridge, the canyon widens into something that defeats the eyes. Martel's chamber, the greatest single void in these caves. Its volume exceeds 2 million cubic meters. Numbers fail in the dark, so try this instead. Our 3 headlamp beams, pointed straight up, simply dissolve before they find the ceiling. The chamber answers every sound twice. It is named after Edouard Alfred Martel, the Frenchman who mapped underworlds like this when doing so meant rope, candles, and unreasonable courage. Standing here, you understand the explorer's addiction. There are few places left where a human being can feel this scale, and almost all of them are underground. It would be easy to call this a dead world. It is anything but. In the pools and wet gravel around the river live creatures found almost nowhere else. Pale, patient specialists of the permanent night. The most famous is the Olm, a blind, cave-dwelling salamander the old Slovenes called the baby dragon, pink-skinned, gilled, able to live for a century in the dark. Around it, a quiet nation of invertebrates and crustaceans, many endemic, many endangered, goes about its ancient business. This underground wetland is so singular that in 1999 it entered the Ramsar list of wetlands of international importance, the first subterranean site in the world to do so. Life, it turns out, does not need the sun. It only needs water, time, and to be left alone. We are not the first to stand here, not by thousands of years. Humans have sheltered around these caves since prehistoric times, and the great entrance chambers served their dead. A burial ground, a place of ritual, a doorway between worlds in every sense their imaginations allowed. Later came the scientists. It was here, on this plateau, that the study of karst landscapes was effectively born. Every textbook that explains a sinkhole or a disappearing river owes a footnote to this ground. Pioneers like Schmid and Martel left their names on its halls. Nameless people before them left their bones at its gates. Every generation seems to sense the same thing, that this is not just geology. It is a threshold, and thresholds demand respect. The way back to the sun is through a wound in the mountain. Velika Dolina, the Great Collapse Valley, is exactly what its name says, a place where the cave's ceiling surrendered long ago and fell in. The result is a colossal green crater open to the sky, with the river still visible far below and cliff walls hung with vegetation. Daylight, when it first reaches us, feels like a substance. Thick, gold, almost edible. Sarah laughs at how we all squint like moles. Butterflies where there were bats. Birdsong where there was thunder. Beside it lies its smaller twin, Mala Dolina, and between them the village of Škocjan itself perches on the rim, as it has for centuries. We climb out slowly. Nobody hurries back to the ordinary world. And the Reka? We leave the caves, but the river doesn't. Its name is the purest understatement in Slovenia. Reka simply means river, so the maps, in effect, call it River. Where we watched it vanish, it begins a hidden journey of around 24 miles, some 39 kilometres, flowing unseen beneath the karst, under 2 countries' worth of stone. It re-emerges near Monfalcone, in Italy, wearing a new name, the Timavo. And within another mile, its long secret ends where every river's story ends, in the sea. The Adriatic swallows it without ceremony. Somewhere out there, water that roared beneath our bridge today will quietly become a wave. One day, one river, 6 kilometers of darkness holding a canyon, a cathedral, and a baby dragon. Skocjan is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, a Ramsar wetland, a biosphere reserve, but no list quite captures what it does to you. It recalibrates your sense of what a planet is. If this journey moved you, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and tell us where we should point our headlamps next. The full story, sources, and practical tips are in the description. Until then, keep wandering. The Earth has more insides than outside.